I'll have to be honest with you. First thing I'm going to mention right up front is it's free. I like this service when it's free because, you know, you can tie up a lot of money in different services, and from experience I found out that sometimes you can pay a lot of money and you may not be getting that much out of it.
Good afternoon, welcome to GrainTV. My name is Cody Bills, this is Logan Burgess. Today is Wednesday the 12th, and we had a WASDE report come out at 11 o'clock Central Standard Time. That drove the market down here. Let's take a look at fire tips, see where we closed off the day. Corn for July delivery trading down 8 3/4 with the new crop December contract down 13 1/4. Soybeans trading mostly unchanged, up only 1/4 cent for July, with November trading down 12 3/4. Wheat in Chicago down 13 3/4 cents, and Kansas City wheat trading off 13 1/2. Logan, we had some surprises here. What were they? What drove the report?
Yeah, absolutely. I think number one out of the gate here was the planted acreage number for corn. In May, we saw the USDA project 97.3 million acres planted. Obviously, after the last month of planting pace, people are looking for that number to get pulled back. The USDA left that unchanged in today's report. Certainly a big surprise, and I think a bone of contention out there among a lot of traders. One thing we did see was the USDA revise projected yield lower by 1.5 bushels per acre. So that made up a little bit of the ground there on expected reductions in production, but certainly not to the extent that a lot of people are looking. And as a result, we saw a higher than expected ending stock number on new crop. And certainly that December contract was pressured.
Absolutely. You know, another thing I think that was very important in this particular report was the wheat number.
Yep.
We're going into harvest. That production number is going to be very important. We actually saw the USDA revise their expected yield up 3.5 bushels per acre, up to 44.3 bushels per acre. I think that also put pressure downward on the wheat market. Now, we talk about planted acreage, Logan, and we didn't see any sort of revision to the planted acreage numbers. Are those numbers going to be revised here, and when?
Well, now I think the spotlight's really on the June 28th planted acreage report. Certainly, you know, as I said, a lot of people are expecting between 1 and 2 million acres to get taken out of the planted corn number in today's report. Obviously, we didn't see that, so I think, you know, as I said, the attention is now on June 28th, and a lot of people are going to be looking for a revision there. Certainly, the USDA, I think, turned some heads today by not revising that planted acreage number.
Absolutely. Now, old crop, we did have a little bit of movement in the balance sheet there.
Yep.
Was there anything that you think is significant for the trade going forward?
You know, not really. Let's jump into this table here. It kind of breaks down what was expected out of today's report. That's the middle column here. And the right column is what we actually had reported. And as you can see, expectations were not for big changes to the balance sheet here today. We did see 10 million bushels added to the old crop corn ending stock. You know, we actually had kind of a busy balance sheet there. We had supply increases, 25 million bushels by way of imports. On the demand side of things, we had food, seed, and industrial use raised 65 million bushels. Within that number was expectations for 50 million more bushels going to ethanol production, and we had exports reduced by 50 million bushels. So on net, as I said here, 10 million bushels added to corn ending stocks. That certainly wasn't supporting anything. Soybeans was a little bit of a surprise. Not a huge story there, though, as well. They left it unchanged. Some people were looking for slightly lower ending stocks. And on wheat there, we did see a little bit of an improvement, or excuse me, not an improvement, additions to ending stocks by 15 million bushels. That was by way of an export sale revision lower of 15 million bushels. So bottom line, though, here, as you can see from the table, not a big deviation from what the trade is expecting there in the old crop.
Absolutely. Let's take a look at the new crop here. And what you'll notice in particular is that corn came out well above the expectations for this June report. We were expecting to see ending stocks revised almost 200 million bushels lower. We only saw a 50 million bushel lower decrease, and a lot of that had to do with the fact that planted acreage was not revised, and as you said, we would expect to see that revised a little later on down the line. Wheat was another one. They came out with the ending stocks higher than expectations, and I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that the stocks coming into the new year, we didn't get the export sales that we wanted, and unfortunately, I think that's going to add a little bit of ending stocks to the 2013-2014 basically ending stocks.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you know, we saw the numbers from today certainly did weigh on new crop prices here a little bit, and I think this is going to kind of be the trend moving forward. But as I said, now, particularly for the corn market, all eyes are going to be on that June 28th report, and we still have some of the soybean crop left to plant as well. So I think that pace over the next couple weeks are going to kind of dictate new crop futures for soybeans. But as I said, the next big report coming down the line now is that June 28th planted acreage report. On that day, additionally, we will be getting quarterly grain stocks. If we remember back to the March report, that was certainly a big mover for the corn market. So old crop grain prices are really going to be dictated by expectations for the quarterly grain stocks report. New crop prices are really going to be moved by expectations for planted acreage. We'll keep you posted on both those fronts here on GrainTV. One more kind of final note here. If you guys were thinking about opening up a grain hedge account, right now we have a promotion going into that June 28th report. If you open up an account, we'll refund the cost of your wire and give you 4 free trades. So if you were on the fence, now's kind of a great time to get started. Give us a call here at the office if you're interested. Our number is 877-472-4607. In general, that's kind of what we saw here on a WASDE report day. Thanks a lot for joining us on GrainTV. We'll see you tomorrow for the export sales report.